everybody. Welcome to the Fabulous Empty Nest with me, your host, Angie. It is Whip Wednesday or Wellness Wednesday, whatever we have decided we're going to call it. I still don't even know yet. I'm very conflicted with my Wellness Wednesday, so I'm still working it out. My second cup of decaf coffee of the day. Not that it really matters because it's decaf, but it's still quite a treat for me. I am in the process of trying to find where I left off at. I do a really good job, clearly, of hiding my ends, but I'm wanting to frog this. I'm wanting to frog this trim I put on it, and I honestly, I have no idea where my end is. It's got to be somewhere up here on the top. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. I have been trying to figure out what I wanted to do today. And what it really came down to was I really wanted to clean my base camp, my room here. It's a disaster. And because when it gets become a disaster, I don't want to do anything in here. My Nashville house had a huge art studio in it. And I would go up on the weekends and do art and make a disaster in there. And then I wouldn't want to go back in. Okay, sorry about that. My heater kicked on. It's really cold here today. And I didn't realize how loud that heater was until I was watching one of my videos one day. And I was like, what in the world is that noise going on in the background? And then I realized it was my heater. So trying not to have any unnecessary background noise going on. I found my spot. So a couple of exciting things. I know I've been talking a lot about like I need to finish some things, that they're almost completely finished, but not completely finished, and that they need like some finishing touches. And I did it. I finally did it. I sat down last night and I got my, let me see. I got my little sweater finished. So I got my little sweater finished. I put 2 little toggles on it. So it's done. Very pleased with that. And then I didn't even show this to you all on Monday. And I was like, oh, I can't even believe I didn't show that to you because I'm in love with this. Like, I think this is so beautiful. Look at this color with those colors. And look at this amazing trim on this shawl. And this thing, I mean, you could wear it so many different ways. You could wear it, you know, wrapped this way. You could wear it like a shawl. It's scrumptious. So squishy and lovey. I love it so much. And it's going to go in my store too. My biggest problem is I am terrible at filming and taking pictures and all the things. And what happens is it doesn't look good when I put it up in my store. So I'm gonna ask for help. I have a few people that are really good at that kind of thing. And so I've kind of reached out and asked for some help with photographing my items to go in the store. And maybe they could give me some tips. I used to do it. My eBay store and my Etsy store, I was selling all kinds of costumes and beautiful things, but I also had 3 beautiful daughters that modeled everything for me. I don't have that now. All I have is poor old Matilda, and she's not looking so great, and I'm not doing it. So I don't know. I got to figure something out. But anyway, something really cool happened today. I was at work and, I got an email from this program called the Humboldt Literacy Project. And so I went through the training to become a person who helps adults learn to read, people who never learned to read. It's one of my volunteer projects where I meet with people. It might be English as a second language, or it might just be somebody who just never really learned to read. And my job is to teach people to read. And I I haven't been super active with them, but I definitely, go to the meetings, stay in contact. I haven't had a lot of clients yet, or students, I guess you'd say, but I've had a couple. And about a year ago, the director found out that I was an artist, and she asked me if I wanted to submit some of my artwork to this really cool little publication called Tapestry. I'd never heard of it because I had just moved here. And I said, sure, I would love to submit some of my stuff. So I submitted 3 paintings and 1 piece of art. I'm just going to take that out. I submitted 3 paintings and 1 poem. And they called me today and they said, I totally forgot about it. And they called me today and they said, hey, the Tapestry book came out and we wanted to get you your copy. And I'm like, Tapestry. Oh, yeah. That's so cool. I would love to see it. I didn't know that they were going to I didn't even know that they said that they took my stuff, because you had to like apply. And then today they're like, yeah, oh, totally. We put you in the book. So I thought I'd share that with you all. So this is the book. Let me see if I can. It's called Tapestry. And I think that's so beautiful. See, come in there. There's my name in there. But anyway, I was so excited. I went by, they gave me my book. And you guys want to see what they published for me? So this first one I'm going to show you is the very first thing I ever painted. And I painted her upside down because I love drawing faces, and I don't draw them in realistic form. I like to add like really interesting features to them with strange colors, and I like to make their hands really big and their feet really big and their eyes really big. And so my stuff is definitely not realistic, but I really love drawing women. And so this is the very first one I did, but I was getting really freaked out at how her face kept looking at me. So I turned her upside down and I painted her completely upside down. So she's called Girl on Fire. And if you can just imagine, I painted her like this the whole time. You can probably tell by the way the paint flows. And then this is called Blossom. And this is really kind of a painting that I drew that reminds me so much of my daughter, Chelsea. She's my middle daughter, and I almost named her Blossom, and then I thought better of it. But that's Blossom. And then my last one, I did this one for a women's treatment center, and this is just, I did this for my friend Lynn Nolan, who is an amazing woman who's helped so many people. And it says, today I choose courage over comfort. And this is just my little warrior girl. And then they also printed my poem that's called Shadow. And Shadow is about my daughter, Ashlyn. So I just felt so honored to find out that they not only picked 3 of my paintings, but then they also put in one of my poems. And so I got published in this book. I also was published in a really cool magazine in Nashville, Tennessee. So Vanderbilt University and Medical Center puts out a publication very similar to this one called Tabula Rasa. And Tabula Rasa is basically a medical journal, but it focuses on art and nutrition and food and poetry and just all the things that make up wellness. And I was published in that. I think they did a poem and a couple of paintings. And then there's also a project in Nashville called HAPI, H-A-P-I, and it's the Healing Arts Project. Last 10 years, I've been really trying to focus on being a student more than a teacher. I've been a teacher and a guide and a coach for so many years, and counselor for so many years that I don't know, something happens when you become like the teacher all the time. And I just got to this place where I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be the student and I want to continue to learn. And I think I just said it. When you become the teacher all the time, you become maybe unteachable. And I could start seeing that a little bit in my behavior and the way that I did things. And I didn't like that at all. So I just said, that's it. I need to become more teachable and take more classes and do more things that allow me to be in the student world. Because in my real life, I still work as a counselor. I still work as a trainer, and I train a lot of, like, I train doctors and I train nurses and acupuncturists and counselors. When I do that, I take that role very seriously, and I'm training people who are already like brainiacs, right? They're really smart, or at least they think they are. And they tend to be very unteachable. And so I just have been kind of slapped upside the head with like, hey, don't be that unteachable person. So I'm really trying to focus on being more teachable and learning rather than teaching and showing. But and that's what this whole process with YouTube has been, a huge learning process. I have never edited a video in my life until I started this. I had never filmed myself and put it online. I never planned out video. Like, I've never done any of this stuff before. So this is all new, and it's very fun and exciting. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was kind of cool to get this beautiful book. So yeah, switch gears. I really want to clean up in here. I just feel like it's just kind of a disaster, and I'm not really happy with the way that my yarn looks. Honestly, it's kind of boring. It doesn't make sense to me. So when I watch YouTube videos and I see people's yarn rooms and they've got their yarn put away in their little cubes and everything's, color coded and it goes by like the rainbow and it all looks so neat and tidy. I think it's really beautiful, but it's not the way that my brain works. And so I did that with my yarn. I didn't really do that great of a job, but I color coded it. But what bothers me is that it may be color coded, but I have like 5 different types of yarn and 5 different weights of yarn in one cube. And I don't like that. That bothers me. I think I would rather have my yarn semi-color coded, but separated by weights. And I don't have that many weights because I only use 3 to 5 on a regular basis, and all my 6 and like bulky weights are up on top. So I'd like to kind of change that around a little bit. And then I need to take some of this half-used skeins that are all floppy and messy, take those out and throw those into my scrap yarn, and then spend a couple of hours just spinning up or, winding up my yarn into cakes or into balls and put them in my scrap baskets, because I'm getting ready to start a scrap project and I want to have a bigger variety of colors. And the only way I'm going to have that is by going through what I have and getting it into the scrap basket, because I just finished that hawk moth afghan maybe 2 months ago, and that was done completely with scraps. So it pretty much wiped me out. Not wiped me out, but it got me pretty low on the scraps. So I feel like I need to kind of replenish my scrap basket and then tonight I'm going to sit down and actually start my granny square skirt. And I'm really kind of looking forward to that. So I think that's going to be the call. I was pulling out some sweaters. I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm kind of embarrassed. So I have these 3 or 4 sweaters under my desk. They're in a basket and they're covered up, but they're stuffed under my desk. So I've shown these before, but I have so many new subscribers. I thought it might be fun to show these again. These are the sweaters that I need to really, really work on, because these are going to my daughters, and I still need to like cut strings off of them, cut the ends off. But this is a sweater that I made for my daughter, Ashlyn. I don't know if you can tell, but this sweater has such a beautiful halo on it. This yarn all comes from Hobby Lobby. She picked out this yarn herself. And here's the back. And it's long. It's kind of a long slouchy sweater. And so I need to, these things are going to cost me a fortune to ship. They really are. But I want to set myself a goal to have these shipped out by next Monday. I think it's a doable goal because I'm going to be home. I have the boxes. I have the money. I have a pen to write on the boxes, and I have scissors to cut the strings off. So, and I have the addresses. I have gas in my car so I can take it to the post office. So like there's no barrier to getting these shipped. So I need to get these out to my girls while it's still cold. That's the whole point, was I wanted them to have, you know, cozy mom sweaters for winter in Tennessee. I just showed this one recently. This is my pumpkin spice sweater that I made. This is so delightful. This is actually going to go in my shop. That's the front. This is the back. Pumpkin spice. Well, hello. We've got a visitor today. Hi, I'm trying to film a video. Okay, so I have a blue one just like this, but it's done all in blues, and it's called Beachcomber. It's just like this one. This one's made out of chunky yarn, so it's super cozy. And then I made this for my other daughter, Amanda, and this is made out of an anniversary cake. And I literally had like 4 inches of yarn left once I finished this. And the trim is not anniversary cake, just the hexagon sweater. But I put these big, cool pockets on it. And of course, I still have, you know, strings to take off. But yeah, this is my hexagon sweater for Amanda. So I mean, I have so much in here, and I was looking down underneath my table and I'm like, why do I still, I mean, I donated 72 hats. Why do I still have over 100 hats? Why? Well, because when I got COVID in March of 2025, I came up with this pattern, which is my little sunburst hat pattern. I made probably 50 of these in different colors. And so I have a ton of hats. But then, of course, I went crazy on my Addie and made a gazillion of the Addie hats too. So needless to say, I have hats coming out of my ears, and I'm just going to put them in my store. This is a cute little set that I made. You know, there's kind of a funny story about this. So I made a maker's account with Michael's. So I was going to do some classes on there and maybe try to sell a few things. And I decided I didn't want to sell on there, that I just wanted to do classes. I wanted to teach some classes, which I'm not doing now. I'm going to take some classes. But anyway, this was the only thing that I posted in my store on there. And one day I was looking through Etsy and I saw my stuff. I saw my thing that I made, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I put that on there. And then I looked below it and it said michaels.com. So they posted. So this is my little cowl that I made. just little granny squares. And then I made a little hat to go with it. And then these cute little arm warmers. And I could not believe it when I saw my stuff on that Michaels, on Michaels.com. And then I made a couple more little cows. I really like these just simple little cows with just these pretty little squares. I really became obsessed with this sunburst pattern. I really love it. So I've got, I've got a hat and arm warmers sets. Probably got about 10 of these little sets like this. So I have plenty of stuff to put in my store. It's just a matter of, one, overcoming my fear of putting my stuff out there. Two, learning how to take decent pictures and uploading them to Shopify. I have no idea how to do that. It's taken me 5 months just to get my Shopify store set up. So I don't know. It's all so challenging. This would have been a breeze when I was 30. It would have been so easy. And now it's so hard. Like, I pick up my phone and half the time I don't even know how to make a call. So anyway, I literally have like 5 totes of things that I can take pictures of and put them on Shopify. So I think I need to say to myself, Angie, you need to stop making things until you get some things listed, because you can't just keep making things and hiding them in totes. And I'm not even making any more. As much as I want to play with my Addy and make some more hats, I'm not going to until I get some of this stuff listed. And by the time I get it listed, it's going to be spring and summer. So I gotta get it going soon. Yeah. So anyway, I think tonight what I'm going to do is work on my base camp, get it cleaned up in here, just get it looking better and usable, because it doesn't feel usable right now. Like, I want to sit at this table. It's a disaster. Like, I got to have some place to work, right? And then my computer desk, it's got the Addy on it and a yarn winder. I couldn't sit there if I wanted to. So I have some work to do. But I just wanted to hop on, do my WIP Wednesday and Wellness Wednesday. So wellness, yes, wellness is all about today me being a student and not being the teacher all the time, because it's not healthy for me. And I need to step back into that student role and be curious and teachable and try new things. And so I think that's my recipe for this week, is to just try to be more teachable and curious and creative. So I hope you all are having a wonderful first half of the week. So far I have been. Tomorrow my husband has surgery, so I'm still not sure what Friday's going to look like. I might just pop on for a short video. Heck, I may even just go live. I think I might just go live on Friday. Friday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to go live and we'll just see what happens. It's just going to be a crochet and chat, and I think it'll be fun. I'll see you soon, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.